I'm not optimistic. I will say, for example, that in Ezekiel 38 and 39, Turkey is known in ancient times in the Bible as Gomer. So we would expect Turkey's leaders eventually to side with Russia, side with Iran against Israel. And we're starting to see it. Now, does that mean the war of Gog and Magog, described in Ezekiel 38 and 39, are going to happen soon? I don't know that we can say that yet, but the chess pieces on the board are aligning, and it's something very, very dangerous, and it's something we need to be watching and something we need to be praying about. What in the world is happening right now in Turkey, especially in Turkey under the Turkish dictator Recep Erdogan? Something really not good is in motion, and I want to walk you through it. Now, first, I want to talk about the good news. Qatar, the Gulf Arab country, is kicking the Hamas terror leaders out thanks to U.S. pressure. The bad news is that some of those terrorist leaders are expected to find safe haven in Turkey. Now imagine if Israel has to take out a Hamas leader in Turkey, which is a NATO country. Would that prompt NATO allies to take up arms against Israel? NATO's Article 5 is a mutual defense treaty, which means that if one country is attacked, every country is attacked. So this creates a huge problem. Now, the Hamas-Turkey connection, the formal relationship between these two started after Hamas's 2006 victory. Turkey became Hamas's primary base in 2001. The Turkish government openly rejected Hamas as being designated a terrorist organization, and Turkish intelligence was helping Hamas. The financial support infrastructure was that Turkey is a primary hub for the funding of Hamas, and hundreds of millions of dollars are going to Hamas. Significant Hamas-linked bank transfers go through Turkish cryptocurrency and through banks, and this is a problem. And there's also technology companies and real estate companies and import-export companies in Turkey that help Hamas. Now, Turkey, remember, is NATO's second largest military force. They have advanced military capabilities, including indigenous defense systems. They, of course, controversially acquired the Russian S-400 anti-aircraft missile system. And they are the host of nuclear weapons for NATO forces. Turkey is the 18th largest global economy with about $1 trillion in GDP, and they are in charge of significant supply chains. They are expanding their trade with Russia under Erdogan and under Putin, and they have growing ties with China. So all of this means that Turkey is both an ally and asset, you would think, to the West, to NATO, to the United States, and yet they're also a increasing danger, not only to NATO, but to Israel and to U.S. And Israel relations. Erdogan is increasingly pushing for an arms embargo against Israel. He has threatened to invade Israel. He is supporting Hamas, which is a globally recognized terrorist organization. He is threatening Israel. He is urging other countries to join him in attacking, literally attacking Israel. Now, I don't think right now I'm taking him that seriously, that Erdogan is going to invade Israel. But I will tell you, I'm increasingly concerned about where Erdogan is going. His rhetoric is super hostile and increasingly hostile to Israel. He has cut off trade and airline connections with Israel. And again, the fact that he is now going to be, that Erdogan is now going to host Hamas's top leaders, those that have not been assassinated yet by Israel, that he's going to host them in Turkey, that's a huge problem. And I don't expect much in terms of the Biden administration dealing with this. The Biden administration, finally, after more than a year, finally pressured Qatar to get rid of the Hamas leadership. Don't host the Hamas leaders in Doha, the capital of Qatar, anymore. But now it appears that the Hamas leadership feels welcome to go to Turkey under Erdogan. This is a problem. Now, one more thing. You have to understand that Turkish President Recep Erdogan himself is an Islamist. Okay, when he ran as a moderate, I write about this in my book, Enemies and Allies. He ran as a moderate years ago, but over time, he has exposed himself. He's revealed himself as an Islamist. He wants to be the center of Sunni radical Islamism, just, I think, in the same way that the Iranian regime is the center of Shia radical and even apocalyptic Islamism. So Erdogan is positioning himself as the head of the Muslim Brotherhood, the head of Hamas, and all Sunni radical Islamism, violent Islamism. That is not a good combination. It's a danger to Israel, and it really raises a serious question. Why should Turkey remain in the NATO alliance? Why should they be a U.S. ally if they are moving to the dark side, closer to China, closer to Russia, closer to the Iranian regime, and hosting Hamas terror leaders? I don't have an answer for that yet. I mean, people have said maybe Turkey should just be kicked out of NATO. That's a possibility, but there's no mechanism within the NATO structure, the NATO alliance. There's no mechanism to kick out a member country. Adding countries, yes, like Finland, for example, and others, but there's no mechanism to kick out country. And before NATO, and especially the United States, considers kicking Turkey out of NATO, they've got to really is there any other way to persuade Erdogan and the Turkish people to get back with the program of Western security interests and to not be so hostile to Israel? I'm not optimistic. I will say, for example, that in Ezekiel 38 and 39, Turkey is known in ancient times in the Bible as Gomer. So we would expect Turkey's leaders eventually to side with Russia, side with Iran against Israel. And we're starting to see it. Now, does that mean the war of Gog and Magog, described in Ezekiel 38 and 39, are going to happen soon? I don't know that we can say that yet, but the chess pieces on the board are aligning, and it's something very, very dangerous, and it's something we need to be watching and something we need to be praying about. This is Joel Rosenberg for All Israel News. Thanks for watching. Thanks for praying.